an interesting exercise. I'm not sure if this is going to be perfect or just prove that I was stupid for ever buying a GoPro, but this is handy, so I'm going to use my phone. So let's see how this works. My wife has always been a motorcycle fanatic. When we met, what seems like 75 years ago, she actually had never ridden on one, front or back, but was excited that I ride one, and as you cool guys know that works with all the chicks. Anyway, so she immediately was excited to get on the bike with me and do as much riding as possible. So we spent all our weekends, all the time on the bike, multiple bike nights a week, all that stuff in St. Louis, where I'm from. And then we moved down here, same story. Then we had a child, and that, whew, and it didn't end, of course. Don't let it end. You know, I know too many stories of dudes that they have the kid and they give up the bike, and you'll never get the lenses over here. All right, anyway, I keep looking at my, anyway, whatever. So they have a child, they give up their bike, and they never get another one. Or a worse story, they have a child, they give up their bike for the years that they're raising their child, then they get another bike, they're a little older, they have more money in their pocket. The last bike they had was a Honda, CB500, and because they're older and have some money, they go buy an Ultra Classic Limited, which weighs 4 times what the bike that they had when they were a kid, and they're not a kid anymore. And they get on their Ultra Classic Limited, they go to Sturgis, and they end up losing their life on needles because they weren't ready for that. Don't do that. This is not a Sturgis video. I just a side note that I'll talk about later in the Sturgis series. But anyway, to make a short story long, after riding for several years on the back, she was like, you know what, I'm not a backseat, I'm gonna get my own bike. And I was excited. I was more excited than she was, I think. A, because she deserves her own bike, and B, I won't have a back seat anymore. So it's more fun without a passenger. You all know that. So we shopped and shopped and shopped, and she did the whole do I need a Sportster thing, and I'm like, no, I don't believe in Sportsters as starter bikes. I don't believe in starter bikes, personally. So I said you should get a bagger. You're ultimately going to want a bagger. Everyone eventually wants a bagger if they ride a lot, because of storage and comfort, and cruise control and stuff is nice if you do like we do, where for us to run to Orlando and back for an event for the organization we're a part of that I do not speak of, that's 450 miles. For us to do that and back on a Saturday is not uncommon at all. We do that a couple times a year. So I said, get a bagger. She's like, I don't like fairings. So I said, well, get a Road King. There's a bagger without a fairing. No, it's too heavy. So anyway, she bought a Heritage. This is in 2018, which I don't know if I can flip this easily or not, but let's see. Can I do that? No. All right. So I'm just going to turn the phone around. So that's her bike. 2018 Heritage 107. She bought that, and we got it. It was one of those like leftovers. I bought it in 19, and she put 6,000 miles on it in 2 years. And to be the job that she has and the mother of an 8-year-old, not bad. I don't think it's bad, because at Sturgis she was always a backseat still, that sort of stuff. So hey, I'm proud of her. She put almost 7,000 miles on it in less than 2 years, and that's good. But like I said, she's like, yeah, I want a bagger now. So we bought this thing, and now I'm already looking on an upgrade. So that is the topic. I'm 4.5 minutes into this video, and now we get to the topic of the video. And that is stripping this sucker down before I trade it in. I haven't exactly worked a deal yet, but I believe in going ready to do so. I've talked to the salesperson that I trust at the dealer that I trust, and I'm pretty confident we'll put a deal together. But hopefully, I'm sure most of you that watch this know this, they don't give you nothing for your accessories and bolt-ons and add-ons and stuff. So if you buy a $20,000 motorcycle and put $5,000 in it and motor parts and accessories, and now you got 25 grand in the bike, and it depreciates 50% over the time you have it, you go to trade it in, you're going to get 10 grand for the bike. You're not going to get a penny for all the stuff you put into it. So take it off. Keep your stocks, except for certain things. I'm never going as far as to put exhaust back on, but because it's just, I don't know, pain in my butt. And what am I going to do with the takeoff exhaust? It's probably not going to fit the new bike. Anyway, but your little bolt-on stuff, do that. So you'll all laugh at this, but let's go over to my toolbox and you'll see years of that philosophy. So bottom drawer. Oh, look, CVO lights, shifter pegs, all kinds of crap in there. I've already emptied this one out because I'm working on this, but you see gaskets and fuses and wire, all this shit I've taken off bikes over the years. And then up here, this is your treasure trove there, right? Turn signal lenses, because we all like to get those custom dynamics, you know, white halo pro beam things on the front because they're cool. And you give the money for that stuff, and then I don't want to just give it away. So I've already gotten started, you'll see here, in that her bike had a, you know, I think $200 smoked pro beam taillight. I've already popped that off. So bam, you know, she's back to stock already there. But next I'm going to pop these LED turn signals out and find something to stick in there. I mean, I don't organize this stuff. It's not like I have a drawer that says 18 Heritage or whatever. I should do that. Anyway, and then up front, she got the pro beams on the front. So those I've already found some double filament bulbs and yellow lenses, so if I can fix that. Of course, her ram mount, that's nothing. These mirrors, I'm going to repossess. Oh, yeah. Looky there. 14 Heritage still has its stock mirrors on it. It's getting an upgrade, so because I'm not giving them to them. And the last but not least thing that I really want, is there anything else? Thing that I really want back before I take this in is the intake. So this Screaming Eagle heavy breathing, I don't know what the hell they call that thing. The Screaming Eagle snorkel, I call it. That is actually the stock part off my CVO. So I think you pay like $500 for that thing if you buy it. So did you notice how I benefited from that when I got that? So when I bought the CVO, I just don't like to leave things stock. I don't like my bike to look like anyone else's. So, and I love the old S&S teardrop, as you can tell. I mean, you know. Anyway, so I popped off that, put on my S&S, and was like, oh hell, it happens to fit. So I threw that on there. So I'm going to take that back off, and I think I tossed the stock intake, which is stupid of me. I think I have the cover, but not the actual intake. So being delivered by Amazon later today is a Chinese piece of shit Velocity stack looking thing. It was $110. You know what? I'll give $110 to keep my snorkel. So I'm going to pop the intake off. I am going to leave those pipes again. Those Vance & Hines short shot pipes on there. I'm not taking those off. Too much friggin' effort. And the new bike we're looking at, either she's going to take over the CVO, which I know some of you just had a heart attack. That's just who I am. I like the idea of my wife having, you know, a pretty badass bike. And then that also gives me an excuse to go back a little bit. So my bike that I traded in on that was a Road Glide Ultra. And I really like the Geezer Glides. I like a tour pack. I use the hell out of that thing for the organization I shall not name. It's useful. It's just useful. So, not to mention if you're ever giving kids rides and stuff, the big, you know, King tour seat, tour pack, and floorboards and stuff, it's just nice and safe for a kid. So, I might do that. So, one of three things I'm going to do is either there's a hair chance I might get a CVO Ultra. I just don't want to spend CVO money twice. Next step will probably be a new limited Ultra, and we'll see if I can get a deal on a 20. And then after that, I'll probably get a if that's not going to work out, and I'm not happy with that deal. I'll get probably a 20 Street Glide, and then just hot rod it. She'll ride the CVO, and it'll just be fun for me to start over again a little bit. If I can get a cool color of Street Glide, I can put some 16-inch apes, which are higher than those. Those are 14s, so I can put 16s on it. I already have the Mark 45 S&S mufflers. I have this intake that I'm about to take off. I have pro beams. You know, I have stuff already. I have because I'm running the Mustang seat, which I don't know if I ever did a video on that. My garage is trashed. I apologize. I'm still lazy putting away Christmas stuff like that. But that Mustang Super Tour, I think it is called. I have that and the backrest for it. Rode to Tampa and back not that long ago. I was like, man, I sure would like to have a touring seat. So I did get a Mustang. Some of you may know I used to have a Saddleman. Didn't work out for me because it was too high and forward. This Mustang is still high, but a lot further back. So I really like that. So what that means is I have the stock takeoff saddle for my CVO, which has red stitches and all that stuff. And it'll fit any bagger, any modern bagger. So I can use the stock CVO seat off that. It'd be pretty cool, you know, just out of the stable. So, let me know your thoughts. Anything cool you've seen done out there? I'm hoping to get that crimson stiletto, whatever red color. That'd be interesting with the red stitch on the seat, cool pipes, and I'll just go ahead before I even take it home. I'll have them put 16-inch monkey bars on it. I've done apes personally a lot over the years. I've done it on Evo Edition series bike. I've done it on a couple twin cam Fat Boys. And something else I can't remember. My old Road King, et cetera, et cetera. I've always done it myself because I'm too cheap to pay someone. And as I get older and fatter and whatnot, I just hate it. It's just a pain in the ass. And it's as crazy as it sounds, as expensive as it is, it's worth it to have someone else do it. I don't want to do it anymore. So especially on a bagger, because you're talking taking the fairing halfway off. I've had the fairing off that guy because the Pro Beams lights for the Road Glide on a CVO, believe it or not, it's not a bulb. You don't pop the bulb out and pop in the thing and whatnot. It's actually wired into the harness. So you actually have to take the cap off and then run the wire back up to the front. And it's a whole deal. So that bike was brand new and I had the fairing off, the cap off at least. And I don't know. I don't want to do that to a new bike. Let them do it. So I think I'll immediately will have them put apes on it and have them put the chrome front end, the chrome forks on it, because I'm not taking the forks apart either. Everything else I'll do myself. So yeah, so let me know what you think. I'll do it'll be funny to do it in a reverse update. Here's the bike, cool. And in a little bit, we'll look at it boring in stock. So I'll do that and I'll come back when that's done. I don't think I'll do any videos of me doing it because if you want to see me change a turn signal bulb, I really suggest you reevaluate your life. So yeah, be back soon. See ya. And there you have it. Sort of like harvesting body parts, but the front Pro Beam turn signals, the rear LED turn signals. That's actually the heel shifter off of my CVO when I put it on as the toe shifter for that bike, so it's a little longer and you know it's at like ball milled. Where'd it go? It's at like ball milled aluminum, you know. The ram mount, that's nothing. Forgot I even had those. Those are those freaking $30 Harley-Davidson bolt caps for the handlebar clamp, even though Street Glide Limited or Road Glide doesn't have that. Still, but you might need it, right? That Pro Beam taillights, again, like $200, I think. So that's good to have. Again, even if I don't use it, be good to have for somebody to use it. That Screaming Eagle heavy breather, blah, blah, blah intake that came on my CVO that now I have. And then the, what do I remember? There's like blind spot mirrors. These are really cool, actually. The split mirror. They don't look that cheesy, I don't think. And I'll tell you what, if you ride in South Florida, it's nice to have a little more vision. So there you go. I feel like I was cutting up a body there, but there's all the parts I was able to harvest off. Oh, hell yeah. Forgot about that. Highway pegs. Don't know if I'll use those on a new bike or not, but nonetheless, these are practically brand new. So there are those. And then the old bike just looks like a stock. I gotta get that license plate frame. So just like a regular stock Heritage now, except for the what I think is a little cheesy, but nonetheless, you know, a good replacement intake. So this intake, I can put a link on there if you want to. It's actually pretty well made. I'm kind of surprised. I had to come up with a spacer because she was having a seal problem and idling real high, but it's not bad made. You know, decent aluminum and whatnot. I don't know how well it would age, but I won't know. Yeah, again, I'm leaving the pipes and stuff, but yeah, she's These are actually a funny story. A buddy of mine didn't know that the left one wasn't a real cap. We had loaned this bike to him for the weekend. He was in town from Jersey, and he ripped the faker off, so he bought those as a replacement. So those are gonna stay because I don't have anything to put on there. But yeah, so I'll put the link to that intake. I think it was $119 prime and everything. So that's it. I'll talk to y'all soon.